He looked absolutely phenomenal and he's looked great all throughout the Summer League. However, it appears to seem that Mr. Banchero has a serious problem. Alright, we got not one, not two, but three major topics to talk about and go over in this video. Let me give you some context. So currently, as to when I'm filming and making this video, it just hit the halfway point, not halfway, but halftime of the Summer League game between the Oklahoma City Thunder and the Houston Rockets. I wanted to catch the first half of that game before we made this video because I wanted to see how Chet Holmgren was going to play and Jabari Smith. And yeah, that first half for Mr. Jabari, it was about as bad as it gets and it was straight up awful. Hopefully, as to when you're seeing this video, he turned it around in the second half, but the first half wasn't too good. For Chet Holmgren, it was your typical Chet Holmgren performance, nothing too crazy, just about what you expect. Although me personally, I'm not a huge Chet fan, he's a unicorn and he's always going to make special plays. Is he going to have a turnover here and there where he tries to dribble too much? Yes, but that's what you get with him. We're going to talk all about that in this video. That is one of the topics, but we also got to talk about Shaedon Sharpe and the main topic, last but not least, Paolo Banchero. Mr. Paolo, Mr. Banchero, whatever you want to call him, he played today and he is a special, and I mean a special talent. He looked absolutely phenomenal and he's looked great all throughout the Summer League. However, it appears to seem that Mr. Banchero has a serious problem. Did that sound bad? Did I hype it up enough? That's what everybody's trying to say on Twitter. Everybody is freaking out about this quote-unquote problem, but if you had to ask me, in my humble opinion, I don't even think it's a problem whatsoever, and at max, it is a slight problem. If you do want to label it as a problem, I'm only going to say it is a slight one. I'll give you that. It could be major depending on how you look at it, but to me, doesn't concern me too much, and we're going to talk all about that. Real quick, if you like basketball content, it really helps us out, it helps us grow, just helps everything about the channel tremendously whenever you subscribe. If you like basketball content or just videos like this in general, I really think you would enjoy this channel, so consider subscribing. If you are subscribed, I want you to know, yes, that's right, I'm talking to you right there. It means a lot. Alright, that's enough chitter chatter. Matt, shut the crap up, and now without further ado, let's get into it. Yeah, she will be mine. I ain't saying she a gold digger, but she ain't met. First things first, I want to start off with this because I don't want to spend too much time talking about it, and I do want to get it out of the way. The NBA draft wasn't too long ago, and one of the most controversial prospects, I would say, had to be Shaedon Sharpe. If you don't know who Shaedon Sharpe is, to make a long story short, he was one of the former top players in high school basketball. He reclassified to go to Kentucky early, and he never even got to play there. Doesn't play a single game for Kentucky, goes to the NBA draft and gets picked 7th overall. That right there, ladies and gentlemen, is what I like to call finessing the system. My man didn't even play in college and got selected 7th overall based off a high school film. If you had to ask me, and I've already made plenty of videos talking about this, that was one of the smartest things he could have done. Because what we've seen over the past couple years before this name, image, and likeness came out is you'll see these high school players go to the G League Ignite to get a couple $1 million, but they wound up falling in the draft. For example, the video I made a few weeks ago on Jaden Hardy, before he went to the G League, he was supposed to be a top 5 NBA pick. But he goes to the G League, puts out some bad tape and bad film, doesn't play so good, and he fell all the way down to 37. That is an entirely different conversation for a different day, but that's why I do like the name, image, and likeness, because now you won't see all these players fall in the draft because they wanted to get paid first. Anyways, moving along, everybody's been really excited to see him play in Summer League because, like I said, we haven't seen this dude playing forever. But well, what do you know? It looks like that's not even going to happen. I believe it was real early this morning that it was officially announced he had a small labrum tear in his shoulder and he was going to be out for 10 to 14 days. And this reply right here, if you keep up with Shaedon Sharpe, this is exactly how we all feel. The one clip of Shaedon Sharpe hitting a jumper is going to have to hold us down for the next 3 months, lol. Bro, I'm telling you, the only film we have on this guy to even try to say he's going to be good is high school film, and you can't do that. I mean, yeah, of course Shaedon Sharpe is going to dominate high school competition. Most of those guys are going to be driving for DoorDash next year. I do want to get this out there. I am wishing him a speedy recovery, but from all of the stuff I've gathered, it's not going to be a big deal. Labral tears in shoulders are a fairly common thing. You see it more in baseball players because, you know, they're throwing the ball more, but it's still not a big deal. You see right here, he's only going to be out for what appears to seem 10 to 14 days. I'm glad somebody finally commented this, so I know I'm not the only one. Somebody replied to that tweet and said, I thought that said the Blazers signed Shaedon Sharpe. Every time I see news about Shaedon Sharpe, I think it's about the guy off of First Take, Shaedon Sharpe. I am very curious. Let me know what y'all think about that down below. Are you on the Shaedon Sharpe hype train? Do you think he's going to be really good, or is he going to be a bust? Drop the comments down below. Moving on to our second topic, and I'm not going to try to spend too much time talking about this. Let's talk about Jabari Smith, who was drafted in the top 3, and there's so much hype around this kid. Once again, currently as I'm speaking, I'm sitting here looking at his footage right here, and I'm watching him play. This is a young man who I followed up with a ton at the college level, and I think I watched almost every single one of his games. And I'm going to let you know right now, the only reason I watched all of Auburn's basketball games, and that's the team he played for, is because of him. In my lifetime, I've never seen a college player do what he was doing. He would catch the ball on a post, or catch it at the three-point line, turn around, do a jab step, and just shoot over the smaller opponents. It was unstoppable. But, that's the thing right there. At the college level, it was impossible. You see, I knew once he graduated from college, it wasn't going to be quite that simple in the NBA, because everybody in the NBA's got size. If you did keep up with the NBA draft, you knew the debate for the number 1 spot was between Paolo, Chet, and Jabari. Out of all these 3 guys, I think the most polished at the current moment is Jabari. That sounds amazing, and it is, but there's also a downside to him. With him being already pretty much polished, I think his ceiling is way lower than Chet's and Paulo's. Most of y'all know this. I'm not a huge Chet fan, but that dude's potential, it's unmatched, and you could say the same thing for Paolo. But for Jabari, he's not a great dribbler. He's not a great playmaker, and he never will be. That's not his game style, and I struggled trying to even find a player to compare him to at the NBA level. I already know everybody's first thought is, oh, well, what about Kevin Durant? And I think that's disrespectful to KD, because KD, he can dribble, he can make plays. Jabari, not so much. The one thing about Jabari that has separated him from everybody else in the field, and it's the reason he got selected so high, is because he has some of the best shooting mechanics and overall shooting abilities you'll ever see. And to go on top of that, he's what? Is it like 6'8" or 6'9"? When it comes to shooting spot ups, fadeaways, anything, it doesn't matter if it's a 3-pointer or mid-range, he's got one of the best shots there is. I'm sure most of you watching this, you've played 2K before. Well, Jabari Smith's player build is a sharpshooter, and that's it. This man has no dribbling, nothing else. Oh, wait, my bad. I do want to give him some credit. He is a better defensive player than what people give him credit for. This man can play some defense, and I noticed that when he was at college at Auburn, and what stood out the most about him is that he wanted to play defense. Jabari wasn't this egotistical guy who was like, yeah, I'm just going to score my 30 points and let everyone else play defense. He did the dirty work too. Like I said earlier in this video, he's been struggling in this game right now, and he hasn't gotten too much better. As when I'm speaking, he is 3 for 16 from the field, terrible, and 1 for 8 on threes. He's had an overall bad night, and even in the last Summer League game, it wasn't too good. But here's the thing, and you have to understand this, and we've already talked about this, and I've explained it. Everybody right now is overreacting to the Summer League like they do every single year. I've never understood why people do this, but for some reason they do it every single year, and I'm a professional overreactor, and even I don't overreact to the Summer League. On the grand scheme of things, none of this matters. It is basically a glorified practice. The only reason they have a Summer League is because the NBA needs to make money somehow in the offseason. And with no other sports going on, this is genius from the NBA to generate more revenue. I want y'all to take a look at this. If you look at the box score, you'd be like, dang, Jabari played awful. That is where most people would be wrong, because we all do it. I do it myself. Whenever we check box scores, what do we look at first? How many points did a player score, and how do they shoot from the field? We may look at the turnovers, assists, and blocks down the road, but that's the first thing we look for, the field goal percentage and how many points. And as you can see right here, Jabari's field goal percentage, it was awful. So people translate that with, oh, he must have played awful. But in Jabari's case, and it's the same thing with Steph Curry, and I talked about this in a video earlier, just because his shots aren't falling, it doesn't mean he's not impacting the game. I'm not concerned with Jabari, Steph Curry, or any player that is a shooter and they have an off night, because it's going to happen. Steph Curry, Jabari, whoever, they're going to have nights where they go 1 for 15, but they're also going to have nights where they go 14 for 15. And just like this tweet says, I just saw it. Trae Young went 12 for 52 from the field in his first 3 Summer League games. Keep shooting Jabari Smith, they'll fall. Exactly, that proves my point right there, and I remember that. Everybody was saying, oh, Trae Young's going to be the biggest bust of all time, and now look at him. There's 2 things I want you to take away with this. Number 1, Summer League doesn't matter, and number 2, if a shooter is missing shots, it doesn't really matter either, especially in the Summer League. Finally, moving on to the main topic, the main encore, the main reason you clicked on this video, Paolo Banchero. I want to show y'all something right here. If you watched his Summer League game today, you know he played awesome. Look at the numbers right here. 23 points, amazing, 6 rebounds, 6 assists, 4 steals, and 2 blocks. Awesome. It was flat out amazing, right? But whoa, hold on. They're trying to hide something here. If you didn't watch the game, you were busy or whatever, blah, 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 and you just saw that stat line on Twitter like most people, you wouldn't have known this. He had 8 turnovers. And he almost had 1 turnover at the end of the game that would have blown it and everybody would have been clowning on him, but he didn't. Ladies and gentlemen, 8 turnovers. Not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5, not 6, not 7, but 8. And I see a lot of people trying to make excuses for him, say, oh, well, he had the ball in his hands for a large portion of the game or whatever, blah, 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 blah. They're trying to make excuses. And I get it, a bunch of people are turning into Banchero fans, and I can't blame them. But I don't care if he got triple teamed. I watched the game. I don't care if he had the ball in his hands a lot. He did. 8 turnovers, it's 8 turnovers. It don't matter how you got the turnovers, and it don't matter why you got the turnovers, but you got them. And the same people trying to make excuses for him on those turnovers are the same exact ones that criticize Russell Westbrook. I had to catch myself there. I almost called him Westbrook because I hear people say that so much I forget his real last name is Westbrook. I don't know, there's something about Westbrook, it's easier to say and it fits more. But yeah, let me give you some context to that. I am the complete opposite of a Westbrook fan, and if anything, I think that guy's cancer to a team. Oh my goodness, I just saw this tweet. I'm so happy I saw it. I scrolled down. Draymond Green said what I've been preaching to all of you. Y'all overreact to Summer League games too often. Nonetheless, Paolo gets it. He has winning ways. Thank you, Draymond Green. It's what I've been harping on. But here's what people don't understand, and I'm talking about the casual basketball fans that are watching this video. I do think Paolo has a slight, and I mean a very slight, turnover problem. But it's not for the reasons you expect. I'm not just saying that because he had 8 in this one game. It's not a turnover problem in my opinion. It's an Orlando Magic problem. And here's what I mean by that. I noticed that Paolo, he tries to get his teammates involved too much. I think the only thing that's going to hurt Paolo Banchero or hold him back whatsoever is his teammates trying to get him more involved when in reality, he should take over. He should be looking like LeBron when he first got to the Cavs. The main problem I think Banchero's had, and he's had this dating back to Duke, is he's too unselfish. I wish he'd be more selfish. He's always played with great talent, so he could pass it more. He doesn't have to take over ball games. But what he needs to understand is he's not at Duke no more. He's with the Magic. And I mean this in the most respectful way possible, but the Magic, they're a crap show. There is no reason he should be looking to pass. He needs to look to score 40 points every single night. The only other thing I would criticize about his game is he's not the best ball handler and he gets sloppy with it here and there. I would like to see him clean that up a little bit, but when it comes to turnovers, I feel like he makes more turnovers whenever he tries to get his teammates involved. That's just me though. I am very curious. So let me know your thoughts on anything we talked about down below. But what about peace, man?